Hi there guys, it's Sean here. I'm just going to show you a quick video on how you search for properties on Rightmove and Zoopla, obviously for investors, in conjunction with a tool called Patma. Now, Patma is a tool similar to Property B, where when you click on go on a property website, it will basically give you the details on the recent house price changes, what the initial price was, and any reductions. And it also allows you to save these properties as a prospect, so as a basically as a listing within the Patma tool. Now, first of all, I'll show you how to download the Patma plugin, which is just here, as you can see. So you go to patma.co.uk, as you can see in my browser. Already on the home page here, you just go to Free Property Tools, and then you go to the Property Tools browser extension. Once you click on that, it gives you the links here, so obviously Firefox and then Chrome. So you just download it, click on obviously the link here, download it, and then follow the steps, and it will be installed in your browser, as we can see here. So I'm just going to take you through the process of how we look for properties. I'm going to go for Wolverhampton, which is an area which I know pretty well because my family are originally from there, and obviously it's a decent investment area where you can get properties for a decent value. I'm going to try to stick to around 100, 150,000 max, because obviously that's where prices are pretty low from a stamp duty perspective. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm going to type in Wolverhampton, West Midlands. Sorry, let's just go to the buy section. I'm already in the prices section, which I'll show you later. But let's just go to the buy section, type in Wolverhampton, West Midlands. Okay, so we're going to put a price range of a maximum of 150,000. Find properties. And what I'm going to do first of all is, as you can see already, actually, you can already see that Patma, the plugin, obviously is working already incorporated within Rightmove, because you can see the return of investment, yield, and rent. Now that will be subject to change once you put it within the calculator. Within the Patma calculator, once we add it to Patma, you'll see a slight difference in the ROI, obviously once the costs are calculated, but this is how it looks initially. So what I'm going to do, which is probably the best thing to do when you're looking for motivated sellers, because obviously when you're looking for properties, you want to look for the people that are more likely to sell. So let's go for the oldest listed. Okay. So this comes up with the oldest listed properties. The first property on Rightmove is always, as it says, the featured property and new listing. So you just scroll down, and then you'll see the list of properties. Now, you won't see the Patma price details as we did on the first page, but all you have to do is click in. I've done an example on this one before, so I'm just going to do it again. So this is a studio flat for sale in Purton, Wolverhampton. So you just click on the property. Let's wait for it to open up there. And when it opens up, you already see the Patma details, the Patma price history. So you can see it was first seen at 53,950. There hasn't been any price reduction there, but you can see what the estimated ROI, yield, and rent is. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add this to Patma, but first of all, we would just want to check what the local comparisons are, so the local prices. So let's just firstly add it as a prospect. So we just click save as a prospect. Okay, now let's assume we got this for, say, 45,000. First of all, let's actually just quickly take you into a tool called Mouse Price, which is a very good tool to find out what the local prices are, the local asking prices and sold prices. I'll also show you later on in this video how to also check Rightmove prices, Zoopla prices, but I think mouse price is probably the better tool in regards to the accuracy of the information. It also shows you the full number of bedrooms, etc. So let's just go for WV44BT, which is already in there. Okay, let's just double check that's the case. Sorry, let's just get rid of this Patma download tool. Let's go back to where we were on here on Patma. So WV67XR actually, so let's just take that postcode. That was obviously an older address that I was looking for. So type that in, hit return. And what's good here, straight away you can see that these prices are done in date order. Okay, we're looking for a 1-bed. This is Jedburgh Avenue, WV67XR, as you can see. So let's just click on this and just make sure. Okay, so we can see this is a 1-bed flat. It looks like it's in the same road, right in the same proximity as the property we were looking at. We can see that the valuation is 59,000. The value range is 46 to 72. Okay, this was sold in 20th of April, 2018. And the one prior to that was back in 2017. Let's just double check. Also a 1-bedroom flat. Okay, so the price of the one in 2017 was 75,000. Obviously, you want to pay more attention to the most recent sold price, so it's 59,000. So let's assume that we could sell it between 59 to 75,000, so around 65,000, just as a rough estimate. So let's go back into Patma. One second. Okay, back into Patma now. Let's just start to fill in these details now. So let's assume we just did a light refurb and spent around 5,000 on the property. Let's say initial repair, say 6 months. Obviously, this will change depending on your due diligence. And obviously, in terms of repair costs, I do recommend that you obviously get a local builder around just to double check and just to confirm. Okay, what's also good here is it gives you the forecasted monthly rent. So let's assume we got the top end figure of 475 per month. And let's assume also that we did sell it for 65,000. Okay, right. So all the details are here. Let's just go to create prospect now. Okay. So now you can see that it's done its valuation and it gives you the full breakdown of the details. So it's got the stamp duty here, deposit, repair costs, fees, mortgage, obviously we're doing this as 75% loan to value, rent, interest, expenses, etc. I still do recommend that you do a manual return of investment calculation. I do have a spreadsheet which well, I don't have just have spreadsheets. I do have a manual sheet, sorry, where you can fill in the details, which is very good practice anyway. So this gives you the full breakdown, and it's saying the return of investment is 16.96 with a yield of 12.67. Just the other tabs which I recommend you familiarize yourself with is the asking price tab, which is just basically if you pay the asking price. And there we go. Obviously, if you paid the asking price without doing it as a mortgage, then obviously the return of investment is considerably lower. I always recommend that you try to go for as close to as 20% return of investment as possible. This offer field is also very similar to the field before. And as I said, we need to pay attention to the minimum cash offer based on our mortgage 75% loan to value. Offer range just shows the different the values and different yields based on the prices and investment. So this is another good field to see within Patma. I do recommend you familiarize yourself with the tool in its entirety. So yes, so that is just a quick overview of how to do that. As I said, once you've added it to your prospect list, it will give you the details here, the full breakdown as I discussed, asking, offer, minimum cash, etc. So as I said, we'd like to go for 20%, but 16.9.6% still isn't a bad option. Okay, so that's one property done. I'll also show you another example now of doing this on Zoopla. And within Zoopla as well, I'll show you how to look on Rightmove prices and Zoopla prices as well, just as an alternative to mouse price. Okay, right. So moving over to Zoopla, let's hit the for sale button, UK property for sale. Obviously, I was already looking in Wolverhampton prior to this, so let's just type in Wolverhampton from start. Maximum price 150 again. Search. Okay, so in Zoopla it's slightly different. You've got two options. You've got an option to go for the oldest, as well as a very good choice, basically, from my point of view, for trying to find motivated sellers, is to go for the most reduced, because that will obviously show you the properties that have been most reduced percentage-wise, which will obviously indicate that someone is quite motivated to sell it. Okay, so it's a bit different to Rightmove in the fact that it's got most recent. And as you could see in Rightmove, if we just quickly go back, it was the oldest listed, but in Zoopla, it's the most recent. So what you can do is you can scroll to the bottom and then just go to the last page, and that will find you the oldest listed property. So slightly different, but same difference basically. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we're scrolling down for the oldest listed property. And as I said, you just go for the last page. Okay, so again, we're just going to show you how it looks with the Patma tool integrated. So let's hit Patma. It's probably not the best looking property in the world, but it's just for examples. So in Patma, as you can see, once you click on the Patma icon, you can see the price history. You can see the return on investment, which isn't too bad, a yield, and rent, etc. Okay, we could save that as a prospect and obviously add it to the list within Patma, as I showed you in a previous example. But what I'm also going to show you now is how you look for the most reduced, okay, which will save you having to scroll all the way to the back. And it also gives you, as I said, it gives you the property which was the highest reduced, which can be very handy. Okay. So most reduced, we can see that this particular one was 33.3% reduced. These are retirement apartments, these first two, but obviously this is just for an example, so it doesn't really matter. So once we click in one bed property for sale here, we click in Patma, there we can see the prospect details. First listed 79,000, and that's gone all the way down to 54,000. Okay, so same sort of thing. I'll quickly show you how to do this within Zoopla in terms of the comparison side of things. So it's 54,000 house prices in here. Okay, it's not done in date order, so you're going to have to just click on last sale, so it does sort it out in date order. You can see this was a flat, one bed, one bath. Okay, so sale price 64,000, 65,000 estimate. Okay, let's just click in this one and just make sure. Okay, it doesn't actually say the number of bedrooms, so that's fine. I assume it's also a one bedroom flat. Okay, so again, we're going to put this postcode in mouse prices as well, just to get a second comparison. So WV4 4BT. Let's go back to mouse price. WV4 4BT. It's always good just to have a double check. And as I said, I do prefer mouse price. It seems to be a little bit more accurate, but as I said, if you use all the tools in conjunction, you'll get a good idea. So obviously mouse price, it's given the details perfectly in order. 62,500 was the last price paid, and it's worth, they're saying it's worth around 112,200. Okay. And the one prior to that was 73,000. Okay. So let's just go somewhere in between the middle in terms of what we could potentially get. Let's just say we were able to sell it for 85,000, and we got the property for, let's just go back to Zoopla. Go back to the sale price. So, okay, it's on for 54,000. Let's say we got it about 20% below market value, and we say we got it for about 44,000. Okay. Right. So again, click on here, save as prospect. Okay. Asking price, let's say we got it for 44,000, as we said. Initial repair costs, again, pick your figure once you've done your due diligence. Say 6 months. Forecast monthly rent, let's just estimate and say it was about 475. Again, you'd have to just double check and do your due diligence just to confirm what rent you'll get. And let's just say sale price, let's just quickly go back. Yeah, let's just say that the sale price was in between these two figures, and something around 85 to 90, but I'll be a bit conservative and go for 85. Okay. So let's just go back. So let's get rid of the old prospect. Go back in here and let's select 85,000. Okay. Create prospect once again. Okay. There you have it. Same thing, same breakdown, minimum cash. This is what we're paying attention to here. Return on investment, sorry, on this one is 17.31%, yield 12.95%, so another good one. Okay, it's got the full details here, stations, etc., location, very good breakdown, schools, etc., crime, and further resources, walk score, EA flood risk, Google Maps and Street View, etc. So yes, this is a very handy way of adding properties to your prospect list. As you can see here, it shows you the lists of the full breakdowns. Okay, I'll just quickly show you also in Rightmove prices. You just go to house prices, sold house prices, put in the postcode WV44BT. Okay. And there you have it again. It shows you the date sold. It's done in date order. As I said, with Rightmove, you can't really see the number of bedrooms. So it is impeccable that you check within Zoopla prices and mouse price just to confirm, because they do show the number of bedrooms. On some listings, you can see the number of bedrooms on Zoopla, but in mouse price, you get to see every single one you look at, you do see the number of bedrooms. Okay, so yes, that is just a quick overview of how to look for properties within Zoopla and Rightmove, to use the price comparison options, which are mouse price, which is my favorite, along with Rightmove prices and Zoopla prices, and to add them as prospects within Patma. And as you can see here, you can see your prospects, investment scenario restrictions, also within Patma. On the home page, under the free property tools, you can also get a buy-to-let property calculator. Buy-to-let property profit and tax calculator, which is another very good one. And also, you've got your deposit calculator as well, which just shows you, in regards to a rental perspective, how much you'd need. Okay, so that's just a quick overview. of how you search for properties using the Patma tool on Rightmove and Zoopla. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.